Good afternoon to you. Thanks for clicking on to today's edition of Vogan's Views on Europe for the 5th of July. And we've certainly got some pretty decent showers and thunderstorms developing here over the course of the afternoon. The warmth and humidity, and of course as the air rises into the colder mid and upper levels, that's sparking off those showers and thunderstorms. It was well highlighted since the weekend, and especially in my weekly thunderstorm risk outlook. If you haven't checked that, if you haven't looked at it, check that out and see what I was saying back on Monday morning. But certainly we've got interesting weather over the next 24 to 36 hours. Let's have a quick look at the current radar. This is off the Media Group website, and you can see some pretty decent sails working out of Norfolk across the Wash into Lincolnshire, and that's all working up the spine of the Pennines through Yorkshire into the north of England. And really you notice here that the sails are starting to really blow up over the southern uplands of southern Scotland. We're seeing that as this air and this warmth and moisture and energy works its way up against the hills, it forces the air to rise further and enhances an already unstable atmosphere. So it's working through Dumfries and Galloway up into South Lanarkshire and working off the Ayrshire and Renfrewshire coast. But certainly we're seeing some pretty decent rains, probably some localised flooding south of Glasgow. Up here in Lennoxtown, which is just north of Glasgow, certainly isn't a big deal. We've got hazy sunshine, current temperature around 70, very pleasant day really. So it really is hard to imagine that it's going on. We're seeing this set up here to the south of Glasgow, but it was well advertised, that's for sure. Notice the sails over the Central Highlands, plenty of sails over the North Sea as well, and as well as that we're seeing plenty of sails working westwards over Ireland. Notice the flow though. It's all working northwestwards. Why is it doing that? Well, we've got an area of low pressure here, which I'm going to try and point out to you in a second. The area of low pressure is here. The counterclockwise flow is what it's doing, is it's dragging these sails here due westwards over Ireland, but at the same time we're seeing also warmth work its way northwards, and we've been seeing that today. Notice that warmer than it was yesterday, also more humid. The reason being is the circulation as it works southeastwards, and it will be focused over the south of England over the course of tonight. What it's doing is it's pulling very warm air over the continent, over and northwestwards into the British Isles. And the concern is, as I skip back, that as this area of low pressure then works its way into the south of England, positions itself over the south tonight, the problem is, do you notice here, as we'll look over France, the Low Countries, into East Germany, look at the precipitation, vast amounts of very heavy rainfall. It's all working northwards, very hot, and of course we've got the heat coming out of Spain up into France. That's energising these sails, and it's big time rains by the way here. The problem is, all this is working into the south and southeast of England over the course of tonight. Now we've got a setup here. The low is going to be positioned to the south of England tonight. All this precipitation over France will be positioned over London, East Anglia and the south of England by the time we get to the latter half of tonight and into tomorrow morning. The problem is, as this low is sitting to the south, going to continue to drag in that heat off the continent. As it crosses over the relatively cool waters of the North Sea, going to add moisture to the atmosphere. So that's going to increase not only the heat but the humidity over central and northern parts of the British Isles. So as all this precipitation gets worked into the south of England tonight, that is all going to slowly creep northwards. And of course, as you're energising the atmosphere out ahead of this area of rainfall, it's going to really light up on radar over the course of the time. By the way, in London it's going to be bucketing down. It's also going to be very warm and muggy. Temperatures probably no lower than about 17 degrees in Greater London tonight, and of course across the southeast. But as this area of rainfall really lights up over the south of England, the concern is that as it spreads up into the very wet soils of the Midlands, of course we could see locally 2 to 3, even 4 inches of rain over the next 12 to 24 hours over the Midlands. That's going to spread into the north of England, and by Saturday morning it should be positioned over the central belt of Scotland between Glasgow and Edinburgh. But certainly as this works its way northwards, bumps up against that energy of the warmth and humidity, you need to watch out generally from Glasgow to Birmingham. This area here could see widely 2 to 3 inches of rain, and of course with the warm humid air the atmosphere is more buoyant. It could produce thunderstorms embedded within that overall band, and of course that could produce even more heavy rain. So the concern is not so much today where we're seeing showers, thunderstorms, even local flooding. It's this area, this development here of this area of rain working out of France, across the channel tonight into the southeast. Is going to really light up the radar, like I said to you, and work slowly northwards over the next 24 to 36 hours. It could dump a lot of rain. Remember, we're on the heels of the wettest June and wettest April-June period on record, so the soils are already saturated. So it doesn't take that much rain to produce flooding, and we are going to see that, unfortunately. We're probably seeing that this afternoon, in fact, with some of these thunderstorms blowing up. But the real concern is this area of rain, the development over the south of England, working its way north, bumping out up and through that warm humid air mass. That of course could set a really bad scene across the British Isles over the next 24 to 36 hours. So keep checking back to markvoganweather.com. Thanks to folks on Facebook for viewing this complimentary video, and I certainly hope you enjoy it. And if you want further information, check out markvoganweather.com. It's only £3 a month, and well, you know, if you want to put it this way, that basically is 2 bacon rolls during my breakfast in the mornings. That's how much it costs per month to get this in-depth information per day, 7 days a week. And of course it could save you money in the long run, because you could adapt your plans with these forecasts. You know, checking out what route to take going into work. For example, if you've got flooding around your area, checking out where the worst rains are going to be. That can alter your plans, could save you money, and ultimately, worst case scenario, it could perhaps even save your life. The information is there for you, and certainly I hope you enjoy it. Keep checking back, and I'll keep you posted. Bye for now.